not good. Oh,
Hello!
it just froze.
It's not good at all.
Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm still like coughing a little bit. Okay.
And a little inside.
Just a little bit. Yeah, just got a little bit of phlegm still left in there. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Doctor Who Street. I'm sorry, Doctor Who and Torchwood, which I did not put in my tweet because I'm still a little whoop, but feeling so much better, you guys. This is like the most human I felt in like 5 or 6 days. And I'm here with the oh god, I feel so much better. It's crazy. The lovely and wonderful co-host Xray Girl.
Thank you.
Wait, I went the wrong way.
It's so funny. I feel like we're wearing very like traditional looking tops. Except yours is cuter because I like the yellow. Is that lemons?
I think they're little flowers.
Oh, never mind the flowers. I thought they were lemons. But I like the neckline. Very adorable.
This makes me feel like I should be running through the fjords.
Oh yes, milking cows and
I'm a young milkmaid.
Feeding the chickens. I don't know.
No, that's literally exactly how I feel in this shirt. And I got it off Shein for like $6. I like your shirt too, though.
I love Shein.
Good. Like everything they have is so freaking cute. Can we milk Xia? Says Andrew.
Which Andrew said that? Do I need to put a timeout?
Andrew Thomas.
Oh my god, no, you cannot. You'll have to get in line. I'm sure there's a lot of people who would love to milk Xia.
Saw, thank you so much. Hi, Saw. Hi, everyone. Gosh, I'm so happy to see all of you all. And Backhand, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for the love and for the hugs.
Yay!
Backhand just gives us love and hugs. It's so
I love
kind.
that.
No, it's so sweet. I am actually super excited to talk about these episodes. I forgot how good I liked this Doctor Who episode this week. The Torchwood episode made me so mad. Which
you know what I heard from? I think Gary said it's not the best episode, so I had very low expectations for it. And like going in the first, I don't know, 10-15 minutes, I'm like, yeah, I'm not feeling this episode. I think that the intro wasn't strong, the ending was.
I don't know. I really like this episode. It's funny that Gary was like, it's not the strongest one. Like I enjoy, and I guess he's right. It's not. Because there are so many good episodes. Alexander, I feel so much better. It's like mind-boggling how much better I feel as the day has gone on. I woke up this morning and I woke up this morning like drenched in sweat. I felt disgusting. Like just everything. My shirt was sticking to me.
Ooh.
My hair was like sticking to my forehead, and I was like,
that's a shame. That sucks.
No, but it's okay because like for the first half of the day I felt a little rough, but like as the day went on and I started to feel my ab, I was like starving, and I was like, oh, this is a good sign. I can tell.
Hunger is a great sign. Before we continue though, congrats on 7K. I think you just hit it because I don't remember you having 7K.
I did.
Am I crazy?
No, I just hit it last night.
Yay! Oh my god! Congratulations!
Much.
Oh my goodness. 10K soon. I know it.
That's the goal. I saw your congratulations on 20K, by the way.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
I forgot.
I was gonna invite you, and I didn't think that the stream would go that long where you would be finished Camel Thoughts by that time.
No worries. I saw that you were streaming. Nick said it's so funny. We saw it on YouTube because we're subscribed. So we were like going through the YouTube, and Nick is like, hey, you weren't invited to the 20th and the 2000 celebration stream. And I was like, oh no, I was on Camel Thoughts that night. Like I didn't even.
It wasn't even like a thought that where I probably should have just been like, here's an invite just in case you could make it. But I know you're not a night person either. After Camel Thoughts, like you're dead. So that's why, just in case you were wondering, and I'm going to tell that to Cody too, because I felt bad. He came in and sent a super chat. I'm like,
don't feel bad. Oh my God, please don't feel bad. I didn't see it until afterwards. And then when I saw when it was, I was like, oh yeah, I was doing Camel Thoughts. Of course, that's why. Like I wasn't like, oh my God, how dare she?
How dare she? I stream with her weekly.
No. But yeah, so Sorry, I just wanted to let everybody know in chat because I streamed the whole time I was sick. I just like took Tylenol, but
You're crazy.
I don't know. I am insane. I was like, because I just got in this weird in my head about like, because I was watching Dr. Disrespect stream and he streams for like 8 hours and he like streamed while he was sick the whole time. And I got a weird like in my head about it. Like I couldn't even stand up. I was like, I'm gonna shoot some OnlyFans content too, but I couldn't even stand up long enough to do that. I was like, nope.
Oh
But
my God.
at least I could sit down when I was streaming. So I like took Tylenol and sat on the chair and was like,
You know what you should have done? You should have done a sleep stream. Xia's sick. Watch me sleep.
yeah. I don't know though, man. I had to like put lighting on myself to make sure that I look like, because I was looking rough for a couple of days there. Oh boy. I was like,
I couldn't tell. I actually had no idea you were sick until today.
that makes me happy.
That
makes me happy.
I lurk, and I see, and you didn't seem sick, so.
Yay, thank you. Okay. All right, that's awesome. So yeah, I just wanted to update everybody on how I'm feeling. I feel like so much better. So that's thank God. Although now I'm burping up this big sandwich I had. I ate a little too much because I was hungry. It's like my first meal after like real meal after being sick, and I was like, ah.
I love how when you're sick, you're like, the one good thing is I lost weight.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. On Saturday Night Camel Thoughts, everybody was like, wow, Zia's cut's really working. And I was like, I'm not doing a cut. God damn it. I just got
eating because I don't feel like it.
Yeah, no, when you get a fever, like the last thing you want to do is eat. My appetite was like complete trash. I tried so hard, but it just was not happening. Alexandra, don't you start. But anyway, sorry, guys. I went off on a tangent. Sorry, Xray Girl.
No worries. No, I started it, to be fair. So.
No, you're, oh my gosh, that's just the way my brain works too. One thing is mentioned and I'm like, oh, are we talking about this now?
Well, that's the problem with streaming with friends. You just want to talk about other stuff sometimes.
You're like, so life updates. But yeah, so these 2 episodes were really good. Okay, actually that's not true. I kind of disliked this episode of the Torchwood one.
What? Okay, so do you want to start with that one then, just to get it out of the way?
Okay, we can
talk about better things. For me, I would say Doctor Who was better, but Torchwood was still pretty good for me.
So the reason I didn't like it is because some of the things didn't make a lot of sense to me, and Yanto annoyed the shit out of me so much.
Oh yes.
That little son of a bitch that like I just found myself being like, because Yanto was so fucking annoying.
We kept on calling him a simp in my reaction. I was just saying, this guy has literally loved this girl. Maybe they had an actual relationship after, like before the Cyberman came. But after she turned half cyborg, what was she giving to him that was beneficial for him? He was just, she was just there, maybe a conversation here and there. And it really didn't help him being in love with her. And in the end, that love is what almost was the demise of the whole planet.
The whole planet, the entire planet, because he's such a selfish piece of shit. But the thing is, and like his dumb face, and he kept going like this.
Oh my God. The very first face he made in the intro, they're playing basketball, like a really weird version of basketball, but basketball. And he looked like he was about to poop himself. I'm thinking, why does he look like that? What's wrong with him? Why does he look sick? And it made sense afterwards because he was going to bring some dude in to, I guess, save her.
Yeah, he thought he was going to help save her. I just could not stand. I also hated the Japanese guy that came in because he was being so weird.
Like, he touched her boob.
Yeah, he looked weird. I was like, what's happening right now? I
understand if he wants to like palpate whatever the skin to feel if it's real when he was touching her hips, like sure. Right. He grabbed the boob arm and I'm like, what was the point of that? You did it in front of the boyfriend. If that was my boyfriend, I would expect you to be like, hell no. Stop. No.
Why are you touching my cyber boobs? My girlfriend's cyber boobs.
Yeah. Protect me. So that showed how much control he had of the situation, which was none at all. But yeah, the doctor was weird. I guess it was kind of cool that he brought her back to life. That was the only thing he did before he
sort of brought her back to life, but then she was still like before she was brought back to life, she wasn't really a Cyberman kind of, or a Cyberwoman. She was kind of, but she was still her. And she was like crying and talking to him normally. And then literally as soon as I do want cyber boobs. Literally, I think that'd be so cool. I still want machine gun boobies. Or boobies with lasers. Yeah, that'd be
Pew,
cool.
pew, pew. It'd be really hard to aim.
It would. You'd have to like get really
You'd have to
good
hold
at.
them.
Yeah,
Like
you
a
would.
like a I don't know. I have no words. You just have to hold them.
You have to hold him. Yeah, no, you're right. There's nothing to compare that to.
I've never had to aim a round object at anything.
No, so true. Unless you're like the fembots and you're just going for it.
Wait, you can hold it like a, you know how, okay, so I learned this past week that guys can accidentally shoot themselves when they're, self-pleasuring on their face. Didn't know that.
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
heard of that happening quite a few times. I've heard of guys hitting themselves in the
that
eye.
would be the closest thing that I've heard this past
Yeah.
week to holding a boob and shooting it. Anyways.
Is holding a peen and accidentally shooting it. Healer, thank you so much for the super chat. We got 10 from Healer. He said, hello, beautiful ladies. Is this Mr. What chat or something?
What's a
God
Mr.
damn
What
it.
chat?
That was the most chippest chip joke I've ever heard in my life. Instead of Doctor Who, Mr. What? It's
Oh, I get it. Mr.
So dumb. I loved it. Thank you, Healer.
Oh gosh.
Fantastic.
Okay. Well, anyways, booby shooting. What were we talking about before that? Oh yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
doctor was weird.
Yeah, he like sort of brought her back to life, but so before she was like half cyber, half human, but then she also was still herself and she was crying and she was, talking to Yanto like normal and like wanted to be brought back to life. And then as soon as he brought her back to life, she was still herself and then suddenly she became cyber brained. Like what happened?
So, I think this is what Captain Jack was kind of alluding to. The Cybermen will find whatever weakness that you have and exploit it. So I'm thinking,
Okay.
I'm just extrapolating that she was doing that to get him to keep her alive until she could get fixed. I think
Okay.
what actually would have been a better
Okay.
story to the ending of that would have been if she was fighting an internal struggle with the Cybermen, and at that end part where he has the gun,
Mhm.
and she's like, "Can you just shoot me? I don't want to fight anymore."
That would have been better.
That would have been a perfect ending for that episode because that was so weak.
It was. And then I was also annoyed that so she put her brain into I know we're jumping all over the place. Sorry, guys. And I'm just airing my grievances with this episode.
She
But
just hates it so much.
I do. I was watching this episode and I was like, Yanto, you fucking like I was so mad at Yanto. And then also just like I hate everything about this. But she puts her brain into the pizza girl's body. And then she's like, can be human again for Yanto, but then she's like, now we can get upgraded together. So it's like, wait, you went back to being human again just so you could be upgraded again? Like, why didn't you just upgrade Yanto?
Strange.
Doesn't even make any sense.
Well, he's gonna put his brain into another body. That makes no sense either, unless she made. And this could be extrapolating more things, but unless the pizza girl was the perfect human cyborg, whereas the Lisa's body wasn't, but they never made that clear, and it was very confusing. And the poor pizza girl, how did she get in there?
Everything just opened for her. They were like, here, just come in.
The Cyberwoman didn't show that she could manipulate the building at all.
No.
At all. So just the doors open. She just knew to go down there into the headquarters of Torchwood.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go there. Oh my God. If I saw the door open and I ritually deliver pizzas to this place, I'd just leave the pizza there.
Exactly. Just leave it at the front and walk out. Like, why the hell would you walk down in there and then you see the shape that the place is in and then you keep going? You dummy.
Yeah. This one there. I agree with this.
Yeah, Wakener. Yanto, and not only would you like never trust him again after that, and same Wakener one, but also just the dumb faces that he kept. Oops, sorry. Oh, thank you, Saw.
Nice.
Sweet gem. Sorry. So what was I saying? Oh, just the dumb faces that he was making. He was so it was so unbelievably annoying in this episode that like I couldn't even feel sorry for him at what he was going through because he was so obnoxious about it.
I think that the idea of love, they were trying to explore it, and his character wasn't like, they didn't do a good job explaining the story and maybe the reason why he was so into her. Like, that one line of them before the Cybermen came wasn't enough. I think it would have been good to see like pictures in that conversion table room of them together as a couple, and living a good life. And then, of course, go into the story of her being taken when the Cybermen took over, and she only got through her conversion halfway through, and that's the result of it. It just, it wasn't strong enough. It's still okay. I really like the stuff with Jack being very adamant in his leadership of, you've seen, you've seen how bad the Cybermen are. He knows how bad they are. Owen, the way he reacted, oh my God, that scene where he goes into the room with Gwen, he spot on, again, showed really great amount of fear that I was like, oh God, because we didn't know what the table was. We're just like, oh, she's just on there. It's a life support machine. But no, it's a conversion table, things that we've never actually seen before. We just saw a boxed room in Doctor Who, at least.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. That I did like that a lot. I liked the way that Owen conveyed like how terrifying that actually was and how big of a deal it was. And I did like seeing that's another thing that annoyed me about Yonto. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop talking about this at one point.
It's a Yonto hating session.
I just hate Yonto so much in this. But who's like, oh, he's like talking to Jack and he's like, you're the real monster here. It's like, how?
It's really sad that you spent years with this dude working for him and you don't trust him when he says like this one person, robot, cyborg, whatever, Cyberman, if you let her go, they're just going to create more, take over the world, a massacre, mass killing, just because of you being selfish about your love for this woman who is not even herself.
Exactly. And look, I understand you don't know how you'd react unless you're in that position. Like, say, for example, something like that happened to Nick. How much would I try to hold on? How much would I try to help him? But I think once it became clear that he wasn't Nick anymore, yeah, it would still be hard, but I'd have to let go. I couldn't sacrifice the entire earth for someone that's not him anymore.
Which is why I wished he killed her in the end instead of the team. It would have been the thing that makes them trust him again.
Yeah.
As well as the audience, because like I'm gonna feel the same way. I don't know if I can trust him. The little crap. He should have been fired.
He should have been fired. I can't believe Jack let him back in.
Yeah. Mark, she is a cyborg because she's still human with mechanical parts. Just like you.
But she also it also addled her brain at that point. So
yeah, which is insane.
Yeah.
Oh God. But I did like the idea of exploring, when you're put in that situation, when your person's not your person anymore and they do bad things.
Right.
What would you do in the end? And this could go down to like little things like theft or I don't know, drugs or
murder. That could even go to murder. Like
if I found out, Mark out of nowhere just went crazy and murdered someone, would I turn him in? I would certainly hope so.
Right. You would hope that about yourself. Like, how far are you willing to go? Oh my God.
What's this? Nick gets a tooth filling. Xia's like, nope. Basically a cyber. You can't even be the doctor. So I'm sorry. We're going to have to break up.
Oh my God. We also got Andrew. Thank you so much for the 2 British pounds. Bad cyborg dragons are worse. Wait, when do we get to see
dragon?
Cyber dragon. Tell me more about this, Andrew.
Maybe we're missing out on an episode, or just you didn't watch all of it, did you?
I did, but I don't remember it because I only watched Torchwood
No.
once, like a long time ago. So there's like a ton I don't remember. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, no, I definitely it would be you like to think that of yourself, right? But you hear about these couples that get married and then, the husband or boyfriend or even girlfriend has been fucking murdering and going on killing sprees. And of course the spouse knows and they just keep their partner's secret, which is like, whew, that's
Mhm. Mhm. What would you do in the situation? And I think that was kind of a cool concept. It just wasn't executed very well for the episode. But it was a cool, like, all the stuff Jack was doing was awesome. You
agreed
know,
on that.
oh my gosh. When he died, I guess twice. The first time, I actually thought, "Oh my god, he's legitimately dead." And then he came back up and then got shocked a second time. And like, okay, are they gonna keep playing this card? Because I don't know if I can handle this. I keep thinking he's gonna die.
And then when he's talking to Gwen too, and she's
Oh, at the
like, "I thought
end.
yes," and she's like, "I thought that you could die after all," and he's like, "Can I tell you a secret? So did I." Like he was actually nervous in that moment.
And what was his line? He's like, I've never felt so alive. And that, like, holy crap. It's like when a person can't hear and they hear for the first time and they're just like, oh, the world is amazing. I can't, it's probably around the same thing where he actually feels finite. Like, I might die at some point. That's something I've never felt. I just feel invincible. And he's probably seen so many people like die, in which we do get a bit of a preview of the next episode. I think he has like a old lover that,
Oh, yes, the
from like
next
years ago.
episode, I do remember when I watched
Yeah.
the preview of it. That episode's fantastic.
Yeah. So the idea that, he's literally seen his friends and family or whoever, uh, exes or current wives or whatever die in front of him while he still stays the same. That's heartbreaking. We've seen
Yeah.
that in so many different movies, right? So
Mhm.
very,
Um,
very sad life he lives.
this is another good point too, Awakener one. I love that it was the first time Owen and Tosh ever saw him die.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, they didn't know. They were like, "You should," because Owen was like blown away. He's like, "You should be dead." They didn't know that he couldn't die. It was really only
Well, the doctor knew, Rose knew, right?
yeah, the doctor knew, Rose knew, and then Gwen knew because she saw him get shot in the head.
Oh,
But I
yeah.
don't. They didn't know. They didn't know that he can't die. So that was like, and I like how he doesn't really address it. He's just
It's just
like,
like, it's just normal life.
yeah, it's whatever. And they're like, dude, how are you not dead right now? Andrew Matthews, thank you so much for the super chat. 2 more British pounds. He said, "Bad dragons
Oh
are
my God.
robots, not cyber. Sorry." Bad
I know what he's
dragons.
hinting at.
You
Toys.
do? Oh, he's talking about the dildos.
Okay, now you get it. Okay.
Oh, I'm such a child.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Andrew.
Andrew, I feel like when we meet, I should give you a dragon. You keep talking about it. I feel like you want one.
Just meet up with him and be like, "Here." It's one of the fancy, like, tentacle ones.
It's
Just go like this.
scales for your pleasure. Oh
Oh
God.
god.
No, stop it. No, to the toothbrushes. I also learned about that today or this past week.
What, the
Women
toothbrushes?
use toothbrushes to
I'm sorry,
pleasure
what?
themselves.
Why? Why?
Okay, so I thought the manual ones, like just regular old toothbrushes, but they meant the
Oh.
electric ones, which I went on a tangent, being like, "That's disgusting. Why use that? That's like gross."
Not only is it gross, but it also seems like it would hurt. Like a
Maybe use soft bristles, extra soft. I don't know,
soft.
but I would not use that on me.
No.
You know how expensive an electric toothbrush is? You probably could buy one of those dragon things for the
Yeah,
same price.
exactly. Just buy a dildo that's or a vibrator that's probably cheaper.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, I want to ask you this question. Out of curiosity, I've been watching a show called For the Love of Lena. One of the questions in there was for a trivia. After fingers and vibrators, what is the next most popular tool to use that women use? So you heard toothbrushes,
Okay, yeah.
bananas, cucumbers, or candles?
Oh God, please tell me it's not candles. I would think cucumbers, but
I
is
said
it
bananas, and it
okay?
was candles.
It was. I somehow knew that's what it was going to be. No, because our answers make sense. Bananas and cucumbers. Not a fucking what? Ladies, ladies.
I see why people are obsessed with Bath and Body Works now.
Yeah, like what are these candles that you're shoving up there? Good lord, it's just like a giant Coke can. Oh my god.
Anyways, I'm sorry for the tangent.
No, that's okay. This always happens to us. I love it. Oh, wax badge.
This is a unqualified experts episode all of a
That's
sudden.
what it's turning into. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I would never use a candle.
Don't do it. Don't
No.
do it. Oh, for the love of
Mhm.
God. Just buy toys. And if you're too cheap, a cucumber seems like a much better option
Oh,
than
it's
anything, really.
very cheap. It's like $1 for one. You can choose the size and the shape. It's fine.
It's great. And then afterwards you can shuck it. You can peel it. So you
And
get
then
all
eat it.
and then eat it. You got yourself
for
a nice snack. Oh
Oh
God.
no.
I can't. Ladies, no, please don't do that.
Oh no. Okay. Well, anyways, back to Torchwood.
So anyway, Captain Jack. Oh, and then also when Owen and Gwen make out in the freaking morgue.
We need to talk about that. Okay. Mr. Owen. I couldn't tell who initiated it because they were so close. But I guess from their conversation, it sounds like Owen initiated it.
It was Owen. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
And I'm sorry, girl. If a guy kissed me and I didn't consent, I wouldn't go on kissing him.
No, she just kept kissing him, and then she was like, "Oh," it acted like, "Oh, you kissed me." It's like you did it. You kissed him right back.
Kissed him back. What a slew. So she's fallen down a couple pegs in terms of her morality character for me. I still like her as a character, but just she's not the good person I thought she was. And then her poor partner calls her and ruins the kiss. Of course, good timing. Thank you.
Good, thank you, Reese.
Well, she almost died in the process. So
yeah, but he didn't know.
He didn't know.
He didn't know.
And he's like, "Oh, can you do this for me? Blah blah blah. I'm just at the pub with a few friends," and he's just living his life while she's going off working and making out with her coworkers.
She didn't need to climb on. And she's like climbed on top of him in there, and then no,
you can lay side by side. There's enough room.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be on top of him.
No, and she did not have to kiss him back. She literally didn't stop. And when she asked, like, what was that all about? He's like, oh, I'm just a dying man's. And then she's like talking about how she could feel his heart on it and stuff. And it's like, that's also when you get off. Yeah, like get off to the side. What are you doing?
Yeah, like you could literally her hands, I think, were like pretty much right there. Stop.
Yeah. Yeah. You just
push down on his face.
Like I don't understand. I don't understand.
So,
God.
She is she's not one of my favorites of the show anymore. She was up there. Captain Jack will always be my favorite. I think Owen, just because we know he's a bit of a man slut, is number 2. I think he's number 2. Jack, Owen, Gwen.
Yeah, I'm with you on that ranking right now. And we just don't know anything about Tosh. I feel like we need to get a Tosh-focused episode soon because we're getting very little character development from her.
She's just basically their nerd that does all the computer techie stuff.
Yeah, and that's all we get for we don't really get anything else.
There's nothing else at all. We've learned so much about the other people. Even Yanto at this point, who we actually knew even less about before this episode than Tosh. He was literally just the guy there.
That's true. Which, look, don't get me wrong. I didn't mind that because I like the like together Tosh who makes things happen. When they tried to bring in emotional, not Tosh, Yanto. When they tried to bring in emotional Yanto, it backfired. It backfired for me because now I hate him. Now he's my least favorite character in the whole show. And that's coming from after someone who's an adulterer who makes out with her coworkers when she has a super sweet Reese back at home. Gwen,
Yeah,
I'm
we
looking at
just
you.
had an episode where she was like, "Oh, it's so hard being with him," and then she had the memories of him being all sweet and adorable, and then she goes and does this.
Literally, she just had that. And then he calls and leaves the cutest message because he's adorable. I'm just salty at her. That's all.
Yeah, yep. Girl, you're ruining things. I mean, I will say, if you're gonna be an adulterer, break up with your person before that. You know,
Yeah.
you don't have to.
Yeah. Just at that point, like if you're at the point where you're that close to cheating on your partner, where you're like making out with coworkers, it's time to end things, I think.
Yep.
Like
That's the freaking
it means you don't care about them that much. Deranged lunatic. Thank you for the super chat. We got 2 from Deranged Lunatic. He said, after the series, watch Torchwood Miracle Day. What is Torchwood Miracle Day?
What season is that? I don't even know.
Yeah. What is someone? Is it a movie? Maybe it's a movie that I didn't know about.
Maybe.
Psychotic Mongoose. Thank you for gifting a XiaLand membership.
I love that. What do you call your people again?
Heathens.
We
have another heathen. We're gonna take over the world.
Yes.
All the heathens.
I freaking love that.
And we got a lovely orange boy from Swinging Cod. Swinging Cod, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. This is so nice. And I think is that pictures of actual swinging cods too, I think.
Okay. They're gonna say something else. Okay.
No, but I think he's actually talking about jizzing in his eye. The eye shot is where I'm happy to still have the end skin. Oh my god, you're not.
What is the end skin?
I think he's not circumcised.
Oh.
You get out the poison and just choke up, fill the balloon, go to the toilet and dump it, then hop in the shower to peel and clean. Nothing in my eye or my belly.
Wait, you like you hood it over and then it's like a little like
It fills the
sack. You make a sack out of your skin and then.
Oh my god, Swinging Cod, thank you for the super chat and thank you for that explanation because I've never heard that in my entire life and this is my new favorite thing. An X-ray girl is you broke X-ray girl.
How do we go on from here?
Oh,
I'm
Swinging Cod, thank you.
You have that much skin that can do that?
Oh my god.
I mean, I don't inspect people's skin, but like I also never called it end skins. I didn't get that reference. He told me.
I've never heard it called end skin before either, but that was the only thing I could think of.
I like how Lord Thoth is just like, no.
Oh my god, everybody.
Wow. Don't use socks, okay?
Oh god.
Oh no.
Swinging Cod, thank you so much for that. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Where do we go from here?
I don't. I'm looking at all my my notes right now because oh god. Let's see. Is there anything here that like I definitely wanted to chat about? God. It was fun to see Tosh in action. That is literally action because she's kind of just been sitting at the sides by her computer or in the car, or once things are safe, she kind of gets out. But this is her first time running away, and I actually thought she was going to get snatched by that Cyberwoman. And though. She made it through the door, and then all of a sudden the hand goes through the window. And I'm like, ah!
Yeah, that part was really good. I liked that.
It
I
was
like
really
that a
good.
lot.
There was so much action in this, like
Mhm.
in the way they film it with the music, the lighting. They just do a really good job setting the scene and the feelings one should have watching it.
They did do a
So
good job with that. I agree. I
I
agree.
I quite like it. And who knew that the little elevator thing was going to be the thing that saved them?
Oh, yeah. Thank God
Oh.
that they actually had that, and they were well, Yanto was crying and yelling like a bitch as they were going up. "No."
I thought he was going to push them off trying to get back to her.
I kinda thought so too, but that dumbass, like, actually let himself go up finally, thank God.
Mhm. Mhm.
Swinging Cod, thank you so much for the super chat again. He said, "What can I say? It works. As for N skin, thank YouTube censorship." Yeah, I guess they wouldn't let you say foreskin.
Do you want
N skin.
to? Your name could be Swinging Enskin. We could laugh about it. I've never heard it, but I love it. I love it.
Thank you for that, Swinging Cod. That was absolutely fantastic.
Mhm.
That
Oh, the pterodactyl. That was the thing I wanted to
Yes!
talk about before we got to the swinging cod
Barbecue
skin.
sauce.
That okay, so we did get an introduction only today about the pterodactyl, right? Or this episode. 'Cause I don't
Well,
think
they
we've seen it.
No, we did. There was a pterodactyl flying around in there. I forget what episode it was though. They're like, "Is that a pterodactyl?" But it was just like flying. Like they just
Maybe
like have a
episode
pet
1 or
pterodactyl.
2,
It
or
might
when
have been, yeah.
when she came into the headquarters for the first time. It's probably episode 2.
It was, yeah.
And I I thought he was gonna use the sauce like a melt the Cyberwoman, like an oil.
That's what I thought too. I thought he was gonna because he had the torch, so I thought he was gonna
Yeah,
set her on fire. It was like some sort of because she
yeah.
was still part human. He could have still burned her alive, right?
Singed her skin, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so he like sprayed the barbecue sauce. We didn't know it was barbecue sauce at the time. I'm like, oh yeah, he's oiling her up. Yes,
Yeah.
flammable. And then that turned out a lot different than I even anticipated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, no, I was definitely not expecting the pterodactyl to be.
the thing that gets that
Yeah.
saves them. And in the end, I really hoped that we would have seen like some type of repercussion for Yanto for
Mhm.
doing all the stuff that he did, because there wasn't. And I think that's also another huge weak part about this. Most workplaces will have, it doesn't have to be intense, but like some sort of, I don't know, training. I guess him cleaning up the garbage, but he does that anyway as his
He
regular
does that
job.
anyway, yeah, no, he deserves some sort of, repercussions or some sort of disciplinary action.
Yeah, it just didn't make sense. And I mean, he was about to Jack was about to shoot him.
Mhm.
That's how upset he was about the situation. So,
And I kinda think he should've. I just they like, I think it was Wakener one said earlier, this episode ruined, like, you would never be able to trust Yanto again, and I wouldn't either, like, if you're ever in a situation
he
where,
said he would kill him.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. He's like, if you're ever in a situation where someone who might be more important to like, it would be different if it was Yanto's family and it was a situation of like, who do you save? Your family or your team? Like, I'd probably save my family also, but that's like more normal if that makes sense. Like, that's not he's not telling even if it was a family member, if they were a Cyberman that would take over the world, that
We
would
saw
also
it happen with the girl who was going to get married.
exactly.
And I mean, she has similar stakes in a sense in that
Mhm,
situation, but we knew that that's what the doctor had to do, and the doctor is someone who wants to save everyone.
mhm.
Not out of selfishness at all. And seeing him, Yanto, choose a selfish behavior just based on history and not what's currently in front of him, it just is such a human weakness. And obviously the cyber woman exploited that to its fullest extent.
Yep, yep.
So it's a fallacy of human nature.
God damn it, Yanto,
Yeah.
son of a bitch. So what I found out about this episode is I really hate Yonto.
It's all good. You know, it's fine. It's fine. All right. Should we go into the next one?
I'm ready
I'm
for
ready.
Doctor Who. If you're ready, yeah. Okay, let's do
Yes,
it.
yes, 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 yes.
So good.
I thought the whole highway thing was such a stupid idea. I get
That
why it happened now.
so dumb at first.
I would have, if I was in that situation, been like, what was it? They wanted to go to 13 miles and it takes 6 years. The people who took Martha.
Yeah,
I'm thinking, what is wrong with you? You can walk there in a day.
literally. But I think they can't like go up. The only way to go up or like to get to where you're supposed to be able to go up.
Is the motorway.
Yeah, because they're like underneath
Yeah. I think that
somehow.
wasn't set very well. Like they got there, New York or whatever it was, and
Mhm.
the people in the stalls were that was a little confusing too, but I guess they were in the undercity, which was the safe area.
Yeah.
And then all the people who were just on the highway trying to get there, but they were kind of going in a circular nature. That was like, how do you live like that?
Dude, that's what I was thinking, where they're in this car and they just all accept that as normal.
Normal.
Where it takes and those two that old couple that was and I
23. Oh, they were called sisters.
I loved the banter between the cars that are like talking to each
Oh my
other
God.
that could communicate.
Like, look at the insertion of lesbian couple, you know,
Yeah.
and the way they took it in stride when the guy was like, "No, I see you as sisters," and they're like, I forgot their reply to that, but it was perfect. Like,
It was really good. And then he's like, "Ah, I'm just an old-fashioned cat." And they all just kind of
that's what
laugh.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that's how we kind of have to laugh it off, and maybe the old-fashioned cat can't understand a girl or a boy relationship, and that's okay. He still accepts them clearly because he talks to them.
Yeah, no, he just likes to give them a hard time. They just have a little it's like friendly it was cute friendly banter.
Banter. Yep.
Yeah, I really liked it. And I
Yeah.
like that the the kids that the cat and the human
Oh
lady
my
had were
god!
actual
How did
kittens.
the cat and the woman, adult human, make kitten babies?
Just regular kitten babies. Are they gonna grow into like cat human kit baby?
I don't
Like I
know.
don't
Does that come out of her?
that's what I was trying to figure out. I was like, what's happening here? How did this how? They were adorable, but
But
like
they were so freaking cute. He was like, "Oh, the children." I'm thinking, huh? Yes.
and they're like
So
regular
freaking
kittens.
adorable. Yeah, I would have made a stink a long time ago. And even what was the name? Sally Calypso. When she came on, I was like, she seems AI, but she ended up being AI
She
anyways.
ended up being AI. Yep.
And she's just like, just keep driving. You're doing fine. I'm like, nah, they're not doing fine. There's something evil going on.
But it's crazy because there almost wasn't anything evil going on. Like, it was
No,
just it was this weird so those creatures that were down at the bottom
had
were
nothing to do with them.
had nothing to do with them. Like, I like that there were these 2 kind of different stories that were going on at the same time.
Mhm. To bring us to this point in the what do they call it? I call it the high occupancy lane.
Yeah, the, fast lane.
Fast lane. So to get to the fast lane, you need 3 adult humans. It's just kind of funny because it takes the longest time we've heard was about 23 years on this motorway.
Mhm.
And you could have an adult children. And I'm like, is it a way to get rid of population then and control the population? You know, humans are bound to have babies in this motorway,
Right.
but it had nothing to do with that either.
Right, like, so you're sitting there trying to figure it out, and the end is so much crazier than you anticipate it's gonna be, like, as you're trying to and I did remember most of the episode as I was watching it, but there were still, like, moments, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's right, this is the episode where Face of Bo actually does die," and he tells the doctor that he's not alone, he's not the only one, and the doctor says the Face of Bo is wrong, but how could the Face of Bo be wrong? So, like, that's such a big
A cliffhanger? Because
yeah,
when I
huge.
heard the line, because it's like the legend is that he has to tell someone, the traveler, something big. And I'm just like, I'm ready for, wisdom. I'm ready for it. It's going to be to the doctor. He's a great traveler. And you're not alone. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. And like that's the whole thing, but it's such a huge like anticipatory sort of thing because you're like, okay, so when is that coming?
Well, and
Like,
it Face of Bo, well, how many episodes was that previously? Like maybe 5 to 8?
mm-hmm.
So we'll get answers hopefully by the end of the season.
Hopefully by the end of the season. I'm trying to
I
remember
mean,
when that comes in, but I can't. So yeah, hopefully by the end of the season. Also, I know Tricky, I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard. It's so hard.
I know. I know. I thank you for not telling me because even Gary sometimes he'll like try to not tell me unless it pertains to the whatever episode that we're talking about in the show. But he said something and I'm just like, what's that? He's like, I can't tell you.
Can't tell you. It's a
Dang it.
secret.
Dang
It's
it.
secret stuff.
So I think it's kind of cool. The patches idea, medication through these patches,
Right.
honesty, forgetful, forget.
But they're
What's another?
selling emotion.
Is that even
Happy.
possible?
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Like they're sitting there selling emotions. And oh God, what's the I think I'm gonna have to my hair clip maybe. See if Nick can send it. Sorry, I keep like am still getting these like really crazy hot flashes. That's the one thing.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think that the one that we saw at the end, what was it? Bliss?
Bliss. Yes.
It's not that emotion in itself. It ebbs and flows from different other ones like happiness, relaxed. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. That ends up having bliss come together. And when I think about what other TV show or movie was it where when people are just so happy, they actually just don't do anything. Or they're so content with themselves.
Oh,
There is a movie or
why does
a
that sound
show
so
that
familiar?
happened, and maybe chat will know.
That sounds so familiar. You're right. It does because they're so happy and content that they just sit there and waste away, right?
They're just there and then they're gone because they don't want to do anything.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because imagine if you're so unbelievably content to
Oh,
just sit there.
Serenity. That's the one.
Serenity. Okay, okay. I
Yes,
was
I
like, why
remember
does
that.
that sound so familiar? That's why.
Yeah, and
That's why. Thank you.
so we shouldn't manufacture that emotion specifically because then you just
You
do
waste
nothing,
away. Yeah.
waste away. You're
Mm-hmm.
that happy, and I knew from the very beginning of the episode it was going to be a good one when we saw the nurse, the cat nurse, and Bo. Because I'm
Oh, the
like,
face of
oh,
Bo.
this is the final time he's going to meet him, and he said, I'm going to see you one more time,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to die.
And then we watched the face of Bo die, which was actually really sad.
It was really sad. That that specific moment because I mean the doctor has of course utmost respect for Bo from what you
Mm-hmm.
can tell between the interactions, but the fact that they have this type of like kinship being the last of their kind and continuing on surviving, thriving, well in this case Bo's not really thriving. Um
He's
Powering
very
the
old.
city. And just having that kind of mental support like we're still doing it. We're still going. And if the face of Bo dies, it's almost like having the other Time Lords die too for him, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, because they have this sort of connection of being the last of their kinds, respectively, and and being sort of these long living creatures that have been around for because I mean the doctor's not young either, and the face of like
900 years old.
900 years old, yeah, and the face of Bo's been around for a really long time, so that's something that they share in common that they don't share with a lot of other beings in the galaxy. So it's oh god, don't even get me started, Jonathan. Don't even get me started. It's so hard for me to
Stop it.
hold it in.
Stop it. It's really nice seeing him connect with someone that's not I guess a love interest, like just
Right.
a true friend.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And Bo is you just get such a calming presence about him. He's just that old wise guy, I want to hear some great things from him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And if someone, can you imagine if someone has really been around for like say even just a billion years, that
Mhm.
amount of knowledge and wisdom that they would have, and the fact that the face of Bo has also managed to stay good and pure that whole time and never became like he
Oh my god.
sacrificed himself for the entire
So
planet.
pure. He plugged himself in, used his own life force to save humanity.
Mm-hmm.
That like he didn't have to. He could have just died. He saved the nurse who's taking care of him. He could just taken care of the two of them. But no, he wanted to continue on this race that he lived around. And how many humans can say they would even do that?
Exactly. Exactly.
So this is just someone who is just so good. I'd even say better than the doctor at this point because we'll get to the doctor, but he's he's changed a lot.
It changed a lot. Also, I love as we explore more the relationship between the doctor and Martha and like how the doctor really is just not letting go of Rose or accepting Martha in the slightest. And so him finally opening up to her a little bit in the end because she's refusing to leave. And you just watch like as her face falls every time she tries to connect with him and he rebuffs her. And it
Oh,
happens so
it happened so many
much.
times this episode. Like he was like, "Oh, well, we can change the definition of what one trip means, one in the past, one in the future." I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cute." But he's like, "I'm only still taking you on one trip." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah. And then when she asks him like why you took Rose here, like why are you only taking me to
Oh
places that
my
you
god,
took
that
her?
was heartbreaking. Has anyone had that happen to them before where they're like, "You did this for your ex?" And like I'm not talking about like, pet names I think are maybe okay, you're just used to saying like honey, like whatever.
Right.
Not
Right.
a big deal. But if you do the exact same MO of everything you do for your ex, ooh, then you
Mhm.
don't feel as special,
Well, and
no?
then it means that you're not because they aren't doing things specifically that they think that you would like. They're just
Doing
running
things.
through
Their
their
checklist.
exactly. And then it just feels like, okay, so you're not doing this because you care about me. You're just doing this because it's what you think you should be doing.
Well, and to be fair, New York was a lot prettier the last time he went there.
Also true. They were literally lying in
A
grass that smelled
field.
like apples. Yeah, and they were like, "Apple grass."
They looked so happy. It's too bad they didn't go to around the same time, and then Martha wouldn't have gotten kidnapped.
Mhm.
I thought that was such a funny premise, like kidnapped just to take the high occupancy lane.
For
Like what?
6 years. They were like, "Don't worry, we'll give you right back." And she's like, "Well, how long is it gonna be?" 6 years. And you're like, "Oh my
Yeah, that's not
god."
right back. You know that, right?
That's 6 years of your life. That's
Oh,
insane.
yeah, yeah.
I have to agree with Winterwolf. I do like Martha a lot, but yeah, her crush on the doctor is like
It's
it's
over
a
the top.
yeah, it really is. It really is. Like it's an over the top crush where you're like, "All right, girl, calm down." And he obviously doesn't feel the same way.
Yeah.
Like it's so apparent that
It's
that's
almost like
what this is.
anime when it's too apparent. This needs to be a bit more subtle.
Mhm.
And I mean, she literally said rebound. She said it out loud in this episode. And
Oh,
I'm
she
like,
literally did say it.
yeah.
Tricky, that's a good point. Playing up Martha's crush was the point. It showed how much Rose meant to him. He couldn't move past her. But I never like it didn't seem like he had a romantic relationship. Well, never mind. I don't want to give anything
With
away. But
Rose?
well, no, the with Rose, it was clear there was something there. Like it
Oh,
was
with
clear.
Martha. I think
Yeah.
Martha was a means to an end at this point, and
Yeah.
maybe he has so many walls built up right now, and you can see him wanting to bring down the walls, but he's just not ready yet. And Martha's like pushing too much.
She's pushing a lot.
She's
She's
pushing a
pushing a
lot.
lot.
And at some point it's like, who is actually going to do the thing to stop it or continue it, right? Like he
Mhm.
either has to let the walls down, which we saw a little bit of. He admitted to lying, and I thought they were gonna draw this out a little longer, this like back and forth play into him admitting all the stuff about the Time Lords in the past. Because I was actually really upset that when she was asking about his planet and how beautiful he was explaining all this, and she's like, "Why don't we go there?" And he's like, "Oh, I've been there many times. It's just home. Let's just continue on." I'm like, "Excuse me, why is it that hard for you to admit that you're the last one?" It's not like he admitted to Rose pretty quickly.
So he did. There's so much more to that story that I can't wait for it to like uncover of why it's hard for him to talk about. So I can't wait till we get there because there's more and you're going to be like, "Holy shit." And we finally get there. But it is true. He opened up to Rose a lot quicker, but I think for this particular with Martha, he's having a hard time opening up because he did open up to Rose and then he lost her.
Mhm.
And so he like isn't really willing to let her go, while also at the same time probably thinking, if I open up to someone else, I'm just going to lose them too. That's sort of the status quo.
He keeps doing that with all his companions, I
Keeps
suppose.
doing that with
You're
all his
you're right about
companions.
that.
Yeah. Where I
You're
feel like
right.
at one point it would be like, I don't, how much more can you do this? That's people get jaded from relationships for the same reason because
Yeah.
they're like, I pour so much into this person for it, only for it to not work out.
And
It's
look at how when we met Jane, was it Sarah Jane? No,
Sarah Jane.
Sarah Jane. That was wild to see the aftermath of the doctor leaving. So he was so conscientious to Rose about anything and everything. And then compare it to now Martha. He's done like a 180, which is wild. And
Mm-hmm.
you can tell that he's just not his typical self because I don't think he would threaten the market people like that normally. It felt very aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
It was,
if
it's
you're
kind of a
still
lot.
here, I forgot what his threat was.
He's like, I'm coming back and I'm gonna shut this street shuts down tonight, I
Oh
think
yeah,
is what he said, something
the
like that.
street shuts down tonight. I'm like, I don't think the doctor would normally say this to someone just trying to make money. I don't know.
Well, I think that it was partially
So,
because they're essentially drug dealers and he's watching how shady it is. And then I also think it's partially because he lost Martha in that moment. And so it's all those feelings came up and
mhm.
out.
Yeah, he's definitely very different from season 2, post Rose.
Yeah.
Rose did a number on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
There's
I I really wish that alternate universe and all, like Rose and him just could have lived happily ever after.
I'm saying nothing.
Oh no. But yeah. Oh, I would also that forget patch. That's a horrible drug to deal.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's like the turning off emotions button. You shouldn't really do it. You should just face it, get through those emotions, and then figure it out from there. But some people don't know how to. It's really sad.
It's
It's really
really
sad.
sad. And but that's the thing, like if you if you lost someone really close to you, would you live with the pain to keep their memory alive or would you get rid of their memory so you don't have to live with the pain?
I I say I've lost like not super significant people in my life. Like I've been blessed that my parents haven't passed away, and my immediate family hasn't passed away either. So, but we've had like aunts, uncles, my dog. I guess would probably be the most significant. I'd rather remember it. It sucks, but those memories of however many years. I mean, the girl lost her parents in the motorway. I'd
Mhm.
rather remember them than forget. That's a whole chunk of your life gone.
That's how I feel too. I'd rather remember it than forget. Cuz that's also part of what makes you you.
Absolutely.
Like you would lose a part of yourself having not gone through that. Like I would be a completely different person if I hadn't gone through the things that I went through in my life. So even if it's bad, it still made me who I am. And who would I be without those bad experiences? Maybe someone not as good.
That's true. That's true. Like, there's so many times that, let's just say, post big breakup, because most people probably understand that. You
Mhm.
learn the things that you need for your life, so you get that clarity. And it's the same thing when, people pass away. There's this
Mhm.
clarity, this remembrance, and like, oh, maybe I should make an effort to hang out with more family, or create more memories, and the next generation, whatever it is that you end up getting from it. It just, yeah, most you need that in your life, even if you don't
No,
want it. I don't want it.
it's true. No, it's painful. It hurts. It's awful. I've lost a fair amount of people that I've been close with, and it's fucking like it sucks. It's the
Mm-hmm.
worst.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So yeah. What else? Oh, when they got to the part, and I think this is probably where it kind of turned around for me. When they got to the part where he was in the car with the cat dude, and he was like, "Have you seen any emergency vehicles around? Have you seen any ambulances? You're alone." And I'm like, hmm,
mhm.
uh-huh. I hear what you're saying. I'm not 100% understanding, but I hear what you're saying. And I
Yes.
think having the motorway crabs or whatever is the monsters down there really threw me off, because I thought that the world was trying to control the population. This is their way to control it.
Right, but it's so crazy because it had literally nothing to do with it. Those creatures had just devolved from, centuries and centuries, and
Filthiness.
yeah, filthiness, and just become these bottom feeders that are feeding on,
The
the
fallen
cars,
cars.
the fallen cars, the cars in the fast lane, which I just absolutely love, and that had absolutely nothing to do with any of the rest of it. It's because the face of Bo shut it down because literally everyone it wiped out everyone on the upper city. And I like that they showed all the bodies and everything. Like I felt like that was
Oh,
such a dark moment in the show.
when that first pan out of the Senate, and I'm just like, um,
Yeah.
the heck happened to them? Was this Order 66 with the Senate? No, it was of the whole planet.
Yep.
Like
It had
that
so much impact.
is insane. And the fact that there's just millions of humans just sitting on a motorway just waiting. I can't imagine what, when they come back to society, what that world is going to be like. I really did love the fact that they had the hymn. It felt a little cultish at the beginning, the hymn at the beginning, but when they finally make their way up to the ground, they're still singing it. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of like the solidarity symbol
Yeah.
of like togetherness. It was very sweet. And oh god, that moment they saw the sun for the first time in God knows, maybe some of them for the first time ever.
Anyone that was born on the motorway, which apparently it
Is a-
was, yeah, like a lot of people that were born there. And that was like that the couple, they were like thinking that they would get there just in time for their kid to go
Their
to school.
baby to go
Because
to
like their kid would be 6 or 5 or however old because she was pregnant. Like that's absolutely insane. But yeah, those and the kittens had never seen the sun. It was wild.
no. I need to know the mechanics of a cat human relationship.
I and
Like
look, but it was like it wasn't even a cat. He was like a human offshoot bred with a cat that was like so he was like part human, part cat with a regular human. How did we get regular kittens? Did they just want to put regular kittens in the show?
I think so. It felt like an actual logical version of the Marvel's cats, It makes sense to have those types of cats. We've already seen cat humanoids in the previous New York episode, so it wasn't like weird or out of the realm of
Yeah.
surprise or whatever. And it was cool to see that nurse nurse Hames have a redemption arc, with the whole I had to take care of Bo, and in the end Bo saved me, who we know Bo can see through things and know if you're, a good person or not. He decided to save her because they were going to continue just running the motorway, making sure humanity lived, because no one was going to help
Mhm.
for 100 years.
Mhm.
And they knew the doctor was going to come at some point. I just wish it was earlier.
that everybody that had to be on the motorway for so tricky. I don't know if there were, I guess maybe there could have been multiple generations born on the motorway, because I'm trying to think. So the two sisters they were actually a married
23
couple,
years.
were on there for 23 years, and they said they were one of the first. So
Yeah.
I guess theoretically, yeah, if you were born on the motorway and you were 23, but then you'd have to have someone else that you were with. I don't know how
Like,
that would work,
how
but
do
it is
you
possible.
go through well, they did say there's pills to keep your muscles, like, young or,
Yeah, they
working.
would have, like, the thing that for exercise, they're like muscle stimulant thing.
Yeah. I thought that was funny. It's like a way to, like, okay, you're stuck in this little thing, but you're still getting your exercise in, because
Exercise.
they should have been wasted away.
That's what yeah, exactly, just sitting there, either wasted away or fat as hell. One or the other.
Yeah. This is like Wall-E almost.
I never saw Wall-E.
Oh, yeah, you'll see, like, the humans who've lived there for multiple generations, they're on these, like, conveyor chairs that bring them everywhere, and they literally just eaten themselves so fat
Ugh.
because they don't do anything except for consume food and watch TV.
So, where we're going in the future. This is a
Probably. Probably. Well, it's already started. Have you seen America?
yeah, that, you know what? That's a good point.
They're
We're
still
pretty much
walking at this
close.
point. We're waiting for them to float around.
We're waiting for them to find chair, like, the already some people aren't walking. If they get too morbidly obese, they ride those rascal things around.
Yeah, yeah, and wait until the technology gets that much better. People are just gonna choose to do that instead.
But then at that point, I feel like we're gonna be like us, like pandas. Everybody's gonna be too fat. No one's gonna want to have sex and like reproduce. We're gonna go
So they force
extinct.
the pandas to have sex?
Oh yeah, like if humans didn't make pandas mate, pandas would be extinct by now.
They've taken the bliss medication.
Yeah, they're just too content to like sit around and eat their treat, they eat their bamboo. Like pandas will not do it.
Wow. Okay. Wow. That's like some women in their older years. I'm kidding.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. Well, have you ever watched My 600-Pound Life?
No, but I've heard about it. I feel like
Yeah.
I would just make me so mad.
It's some are okay, like the actual success stories of people who try, but
That's
then
good.
some are like, but there was this one couple, and it was almost like sweet, but they were together for however many years, and then they lost so much weight that they were actually able to be together for the first time because,
They
yeah,
had never done it.
they had
That's why I'm
never
saying,
done
like,
it.
if people keep getting fatter and fatter like that, they're gonna
Your
stop banging.
your sexual organs will disappear into your bellies,
Folds?
into your
Ugh.
folds.
Oh, I don't like
Yeah,
it.
think about that. And if
Mhm.
you're not able to even walk to the kitchen, are you really gonna have, sex?
Exactly. Like that sex takes work for the most
It
part.
does. It
Like you
does.
actually have to do stuff.
Sorry, we went on a tangent.
We went on a tangent, and I love Ashley said, "Me and my partner had a break day on a slow ambulance, and we watched it for 24 hours." Oh my god.
Oh my god! 24 hours of My 600-Pound Life. Honestly, it's one of my favorite shows. It's a good show.
I might have to start watching it. I've heard that the doctor is great because he just tells it to him straight. He's like, "You're fat, and
Oh,
like,
yeah.
if you don't get your shit together, you're gonna die."
Yeah, if you don't stop eating, you're gonna die. If you don't do this, you're gonna die. If you don't do this, I'm not gonna do surgery on you and you're gonna die.
Just everything is you're gonna die.
But really, they're fighting against death. And some of them it's really bad. Like they'll have like um so much swelling on their legs and inflammation, and you need to lose the weight in order to reduce that.
Ugh. I can't.
Being obese causes a lot of inflammation in the body,
Mhm.
and so you got to reduce the amount of sugar, reduce the amount of fat, whatever you need to do. And getting that stomach surgery is a band-aid if you don't change your habits right away. So it's so fun watching people struggle with that.
Yeah, all right, I might actually
Apparently.
start watching this. Oh, no.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get back to the show.
Back to Doctor Who,
Sorry.
guys, sorry.
I am so sorry. Um, yeah, so Face of Bo was cool to see again. Apparently, he might come back from the sounds of it. I want to know what this "you're not alone" thing. I thought it was funny, and because Martha heard it, I'm like, Martha's gonna think it's about her,
And she did.
and
And
she
she
did.
did.
It was so hurtful when he was like, "That it's not about you."
Yeah, and
Oof.
he, like, even said he was like, "Sorry." Like, the way he did say it was kind, but yeah, you could see that was another moment where her face, like, "Was it 'cause I'm with you?" And then her face just falls. Like, it was because this that keeps happening to her. She keeps sort of putting herself out there, and the doctor even has a minute in the episode where he's like, "She's gone," and he's like, "And I was too busy showing off that I never even got a chance to get to know her." And
Yeah.
so he even realized what he was doing, but he was still reluctant or hesitant to sort of get close to her, which he can get close to her without her being the same thing as Rose.
Yeah, but I think he's never really, well, I don't know all his companions because I've only known Rose, but there have been ones that are friends,
Yeah.
just strictly friends. Although Sarah Jane looked like she was completely in love with him.
How do you travel with the doctor that's like that and not fall in love with him? I get it.
Because you're like, I would fall in love with him
I
too.
I already have.
You're like, I haven't even traveled with him. I'm in love. Do
Yeah.
you think you could fall in love with him looking like Capaldi or Jody or Shooty?
Nope.
There we go. There we go. Okay.
He has
I
to
want
look
to know
like
your threshold.
David Tennant or Matt Smith.
Oh, I could do Eccleston too.
Eccleston too. Yeah. Agreed.
Mhm.
Agreed.
I have to look at the previous doctors, but those are obviously my physical favorites.
Mhm. Yeah, just
Eccleston's
physics.
charm, Tennant's charm up there. I know. I can't wait to see Matt Smith.
You're gonna love him. You're gonna
Which
absolutely love him.
he's already charmed me from House of the Dragon. So
Oh. House of the
um,
Dragon. I feel like I know I've said this before. Okay, this is good. Sarah Jane was really the only one where there was a romantic undercurrent before Rose. Okay, all right.
so they've all been legit friends then before.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, look at that. It's
Lynn.
true. It's true.
You know what's funny? The only thing I've seen of her, it was in Black Mirror, and her character was exactly what I thought she would be, given all the stuff I know about Doctor Who's episodes and how she portrays it. She is a complete biatch.
So maybe that's just who she is. Maybe we don't like I try my best not to shit too much on actors and actresses when they take roles. That being said, maybe we should shit on her. Maybe we should.
Maybe.
Drake the Lunatic. Thank you so much for the super chat. I don't know why I'm still talking in that voice. Martha really wants the doctor's sonic screwdriver.
Oh my gosh. Have you seen the new sonic screwdriver? Gary posted a picture. I thought it was a parody.
Oh no.
Because the Doctor Who 60th specials have been going on, and I listen, the sonic screwdriver is so iconic. How do you change it? Why would you change it? This
It is. Oh, go ahead. I'm going to show it. Sorry.
No, just share the image.
So there are different, like they all look different, but they all still look like a sonic screwdriver. I have not seen this yet. Oh, dear sweet Jesus. What is that?
Apparently a sonic screwdriver.
That looks like a vibrator of some kind.
Yeah, Gary puts sonic butt plug.
Oh my God. This is horrible.
Like, it's not even ergonomic to hold. Like, you're holding which end for one? Like, you have to hold the ball. Like, you're cupping balls or something. Maybe that's what it is. It's an allegory for balls.
Well, I mean, yeah, because they were like, oh, the new Doctor Who actor is gay, so let's make him cup
some
balls.
balls to hold instead of a screwdriver that looks like a pee-pee.
That's horrible.
They could have made it girthier, sure, but like this is too girthy.
That's Healer. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He said the new sonic screwdriver is a chicken wing. That is awful.
Yeah.
It does look like a fucking chicken wing
I
screwdriver. I mean,
thought it was a
dildo.
AI generated image just for fun. I really wish it was.
Wow. Wow.
So, it makes me not wanna see the next Doctor. I mean, everything after Capaldi, sure. No, sorry. Everything before Capaldi, sure.
That will not screw nor drive. Um, so in fairness, it's a top view, but I think it's supposed to be like a remote flat. So he's like holding that's even worse. That's even worse. He's like holding a remote. Ah, that takes away the whole thing. Like, how are you going to point a remote at someone? Now, granted, it was always kind of funny when the doctor used it like a weapon and people would sort of laugh. But in this case, it's going to be even worse because let me turn you off. Like, I don't.
Yeah, like, I'm just trying I don't think I have anything on this table that, like, is even remotely ergonomic. Or, like this, like, curved to your hand maybe, like, so they could hold it, kinda like this,
Yeah.
but, you know, for the 4 fingers, but it, or like a cup handle maybe? I don't know. This just looks stupid.
That looks so dumb. That's just disappointing.
Yeah. I really want Martha to do better. I want him to be nicer to her. I think he's got a sonic butt plug in his butt about Rose.
He
And
does. He needs to be nicer and more accepting. He doesn't have to fall in love with her.
no, but I think he's afraid, like
Yeah.
everyone is. It's very interesting his human emotions that he can get from moments like this.
Mhm.
And seeing him pull down the walls to tell about the Time Lords and the Time War it's a start. But
It
if
is.
someone said by the time people liked her, she was already gonna be axed.
That's the thing. She doesn't get a ton of time with the doctor. And then you get Donna, who I think we already know and love. Because Donna, I feel like Donna's the type of companion that people either love her or hate her because she's so loud and strong-willed, and she can be kind
Mhm.
of obnoxious, but it's to me, it's endearing in an odd way.
I think with what has happened before with Rose, he needs something like that, someone to be a lot more pushier, a lot more honest
Yeah.
than Martha would give. I mean, Martha does give a bit of pushback, but she's a lot more gentle with it. And he should have gotten that pushback to tell her all the stuff about the Time War when he was talking about, oh, the planet, it's beautiful, the orange sky, second sun, blah, 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 blah. That should have been the time to be like, and my place isn't there anymore, and this is what I do.
Yep. Yep. That's definitely when he should have said something. But I do think that he senses that she likes him and has a crush on him. Because when he was traveling with Donna, there's so like Donna clearly is not interested in him like that.
Hmm.
Like in
Hmm.
that one episode, she's clearly just like,
She's
no,
getting married to another man, and she's gonna
yeah.
stay with that man, unlike Gwen.
Unlike Gwen, who's making out with coworkers in morgues. God,
Yeah,
Gwen.
that's odd.
Ugh.
Very odd, but yeah. Overall, both good episodes. I wouldn't say great for Torchwood, but it was still good.
I did enjoy the Captain Jack stuff. That episode was ruined for me by Yonto.
As always.
I'll hate him forever.
You're like, "Arr."
Every episode I watch next, I'm like, fucking Yonto.
Yonto needs to go and die. uh, but I think I put in the private chat. I'm gonna have to get skedaddling a little
Oh,
early today.
so
But
sorry. I
that's
didn't
okay.
even see the
That's
private
okay.
chat. Yeah, no, we can end the stream. I'm ready. We talked about everything too. Like I think
Yeah.
we went through everything. Everybody go follow X-Ray Girl on all of her things. X-Ray Girl, where can the people find you and all your stuffs?
Xray Girl, YouTube, Rumble, Locals, Twitch, Kick, all them good places. You guys should follow Xia if you haven't yet. We're trying to get her 10K subs. We'll get there.
We're getting close. I'm getting close. I just hit 7,000. And
No.
last night I was still like so ridiculously low energy. So I didn't get a chance to properly thank everybody. But thank you guys so much for getting me to 7,000 subs. I'm so fucking pumped. I'm so excited. We're on the road to 10K. Can't wait to get there. I need to start like posting more stuff and promoting it a little bit more. But yeah, you guys rock. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel and you want to see more nerdy stuff. Go subscribe to XiaLand Girl's channel. Next week we are going to be on her channel reviewing 2 episodes of Doctor Who because they are double episodes.
Yep, it's the Daleks in Manhattan and the evolution of the Daleks. I'm excited.
Going back to the Daleks. And if you guys are new to the stream, I guess, and don't follow me on other things, I have XiaLand on Twitter and Instagram. I mean, Xia_land on Twitter and Instagram. XiaLand on OnlyFans. And I will be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern for Xia Next Tuesday.
Is this the sign?
Yeah.
I love it. Xia Next Tuesday. I can't link.
That's
slowly. I look a little retarded.
That was adorable.
I've been practicing.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Oh, excuse me. No, that was amazing. No. That was so good. Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to everybody who super chatted, by the way. I appreciate y'all so much. So much. You guys are amazing. And Psychotic Mongoose, thank you so much for gifting a XiaLand Heathen membership to the community. You guys kick so much ass. I love y'all so much. I'll see you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Enjoy the rest of your night, you guys.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, end the stream. I always do this. End the stream. End the stream. I can do it.